Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey, and in today's episode we are doing an island tour. And this episode is amazing, guys. We are visiting Laguna Springs. This is Sarah Island. She's the creator. And guys, what we are gonna see, how she has done her island, everything that we're just gonna explore. Guys, take it all in, take the inspiration, look at every tree, every plant, every flower box, every light post, everything that this island has to offer. Because like every other island, everybody's island is so unique. It represents them, who they are, what they like, their, just everything about them. So here we are. We're in Laguna Springs. This is Sarah's Island. And just coming out of the town hall, it's just amazing. I like how the town hall is just in a plaza, just by itself, just sitting there. All around is open. You got some other trees, and then right in front of it, you got John Goods, right? It's just really great. It's a whole different way to get here, to approach this island, and just right when you get out, you start seeing the town. You start seeing the feel of this place, right? I like that the combination of her roads are brick, and it goes with the platforms, it goes with the stairs. It has that really good vibe. It goes really well with the green, with the greenery, with the grass, with the cobblestone. Everything is just complement each other very nicely. I like this spot right here because right away I was able to see the museum in the background. That was just magnificent, just wonderful to look. Just what a view, right? Because when you walk out of the town hall, you get here, you walk out, and that's what you see, But when you come around and you look around, then you're like, oh my goodness, there's the museum. And then the museum is elevated, and it has such wonderful waterfalls, and it's just really great. But look at the decorations here. Look at the jacaranda trees. We got the flower pots, we got the lights, you got the brick flower boxes, very well used in this thing. And then we have a little fountain right here in the middle. And look at it, and look at the stone. Normally I do cement, but she used the new green mossy pass, the brick one, and it looks so good. Nice, simple, just a pond, just right there, just around everything, and it gives it that nice touch. And then just one jacaranda tree, just that tree just standing right there, just providing some shade, but the rest is open. It's just so nice, right? I myself have not thought about doing something like that. And then I noticed right behind the town hall, look at this, a bench. Such a nice bench, so you can sit down, you can take in the view of the museum. The NPCs can just have, just another great sitting area. And then look at this. This is wonderful. This is well done. I do feel like museums should have a little bit more compared with the rest of the town. It's a museum. When we go to cities, towns, and you go to the museum, usually they're grand, they have stuff, right? And I like that I'm seeing this more often. I'm seeing museums being decorated in a grand scale, right? And I think that it just brings something more to the island, something more to your town. And I love this. I like that this particular museum has a lot more water going on. You got the waterfalls coming down. Looks really great with the marble, so it just makes it look like it's a fountain instead of just waterfall. It's more like a fountain style waterfall, or like a wolf waterfall, just coming down, and it just keeps recycling the water, goes back up and comes down again. That it goes well with the two big fountains in the front, and it just looks so good. Look at the pillars, look at the small little fountains right there, and then just every single detail, every bush decorated. Look at this little bench, the marble bench, just sitting back here, just so you can sit. You see the back end, just with the lily seed plants right there. It's just, guys, top notch, right? It's just take it in, get ideas, get motivated, because not every museum has to be super big, like like I've done a couple of them, and it's just very big. This one is nice and compact, fits in the area nicely. It flows with her island, but it just is such a nice design. I love this feel. I love the way just the looks of it. I like the iron fence. The iron fence to me is very elegant. It just gives it that look and that feel for the museum. You kind of protecting the area. You have that little boundary, and it's just really well done. and all the jacaranda trees. Again, people love them. They're very popular right now, thanks to the spring update, and it's just so good. It's just, take it in. Look at this. That's just wonderful. It just looks so good, and I'm just so happy. And just seeing things like that makes me very happy when we get to this point and you start seeing how people now are using more of the waterbed, more of the new tools, more of the new items. It's just wonderful to take in, and wonderful just to experience it, and just being here and just taking all of this in. Okay, so now this section of the town is really cool because this little section seating area is one step down. So it's really nice, like you're just walking down into the dirt, right? So instead of being just normal level, we go down one, and it's just such a nice idea. And then look at the seating, and look what you see. It's so nice. You see all these rows of plants and bushes and flower, and everything is elevated because everything is going with the brick flower boxes. It just looks really nice. And it's the same thing from the other side when you sit on the other side or you pivot the camera, and everything that you can start seeing. You're like in a little centerpiece of the town that she has created, and everything that you get to see, everything that you get to view is just well placed. And even this little vine arch right here just is well placed, even for the camera. You know, it's like, look at the framework. The framing is just top notch. I just love it. I just like seeing views like this. You know, it's a little bit of my style. It's the things that I like, you know, and coming here and seeing it, and look at from this angle. Look how nice this look with the waterfall all the way down. It's just such a nice view. It's well decorated. It's just an amazing things to see. You know, it's a whole different level because I don't even decorate like that, and being here inspire me to work more and to do better with my flowers arrangement, use more of the flower boxes. So now we're in this section here, and this section to me feels like when you go to towns and you have a picnic area, right? Just almost no seating. It's just very wide open grass. You got your trees with your shade, and it's just more like a picnic area, and it just looks so good. And then the waterfall, you know how it just comes in and just pours into this little pond right here. So it's so nice. So Sarah and I were talking here, you know, I was like, man, I do feel like if we add a couple more picnic blankets, just make it feel very picnic style, I think this is a perfect area. I believe she liked the idea. It just looks so good. And then look at the back. Look at the back of the waterfall, how it just connects to the river. I love that. I love those details. They're surprising details that to me they're easy to forget. You know, you don't have to do them either. It's just I like those details. And when I come to places like this, I get so excited when I see the little details. You know, it's just wonderful, so wonderful. And then the bank. Look at the bank. I know a lot of people don't know what to do with the bank. I like that it's a long walk. I love this. I love that you start from the fence and you have to walk. You have this long pass, walkway to get to the bank. I love that feel. When you go to your town and you walk in your banks and all that, usually the big buildings, sometimes you gotta walk a little ways to get to your bank, and at least when you go to the main bank, right, the main branch of the bank. So let's imagine that this Dinkum bank is the main bank because we only got one, right? So I like that. I like it's still simple. Look at the decorations. So if you're stuck and you don't know what to do with your bank, look at this idea. Just make a nice long walkway. You can put a fountain, you can put seating, you can put your benches, just maybe a couple of trees. Just take this idea, take it to your town, and start applying what you envision you want it to be. But if you don't know what to do, look at how simple this is, but it just looks so good, and you just stretch it out. And I think the main thing that I love about this little bank area is that walkway. I think that walkway, having it long like that, I think because when you stand right here like that, it just feels good. It feels like you had to walk to this bank, and I love it. I truly do. Now here's the bandstand. The bandstand is one of the I do feel like the bandstand is becoming one of those important items, right? Because when it comes to the town celebration, everybody gathers, right? And I think slowly we as the community, we are creating amazing things around the bandstand. We are understanding that we need to give them space, maybe give seating, because we see the NPC interacting and walking around this area. So first of all, I love the location of the bandstand because it's around the town. So it's just perfect, right? It just makes perfect sense. And then look at the spacing that she has. She has benches, she has the flowers, the bandstand, and then the bandstand, when you look at the bandstand, you can see through it, and then you can see her next bill behind the next buildings, and then you can see this bandstand from all different directions. It's so good. And look at the waterbeds. She's using just as a stand-alone, just one. And I know we can do that, but I didn't think about using it like this. Just one, and it looks so good. That blew me away. This is why, to me, island tours are important, right? We come to these islands, to see what they have created, to showcase the wonderful work that other creators are doing, right? But at the same time, is finding those details that I myself have not thought of, that now I'm eager to try. I want to do it. I want to try it out, because it is amazing. To me, it is amazing seeing those little details. And just as simple as a one water bed, just sitting right there, just alone with one lily pad. It's just, to me, that blew my mind. And I was like, yes, that's just amazing. Okay, so after that, we walk behind it, and now she has the dress place and the Sally salon, right? And then in between it, look at this waterfall. Look at that waterfall. Okay, and you guys know I love waterfalls, right? It's just, I love seeing waterfall. I like how more people are creating waterfall, and they're getting out of the comfort zone to create taller waterfall, more complicated waterfalls, and it's just amazing to see. So I love the combination of these two buildings together. Makes sense. You go shopping, get your hair done, or get a haircut, and then go clothes shopping. It's just perfect. The seating in between them is great, and then you have this view. Look at this view, guys. Look at this, and I just can't wait until we start going around, because this waterfall, again, when you're walking in and you seeing it from the front and you taking it in, I'm amazed. I'm blown away. I'm like, wow, this is really good. I like all the nature around it. Just everything is just overgrown. It looks so good. It's out there, it's not, it's like, it's part of the city, but at the same time, it's not. It's like the city limit didn't get to this point just yet. So it's just very rural, very wild, just out there. And I love it. I just love it. And there I would just focus on the Desert Rose plant, because it looks so good in waterfalls. And now I want to start using that one around waterfalls too, because having that extra brown that it looks like just a big root and there's just a little flower, I think it just looks so good around the waterfall area. So I'm excited. And again, one little detail that I didn't think of, another plant that I didn't think about using, and I'm like, yes, I want to use that. And I think this is why it's so important when we come to town tours, to experience and to see those details. And you know me, I like to look at those details. I'm hunting down for details that are just so important to me. But look at this view. Now we go to the builder's camera view. We're gonna pan around and look at the structure of this waterfall. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna retire, because this is really great. This is great. Sarah's gonna take over. She's gonna start building waterfall, and everybody just follow Sarah, because it's really good. Sarah, you did fantastic. I'm in love with your waterfall. This waterfall's great. I like the rock formation. Rock formations, I know people have written me, they're tricky. I think you're doing a fantastic job. They look really great. They look fantastic. And then look with the bridge, guys, the bridge, and look at the water, how it comes and just fills in the canal, and it just keeps going out into the ocean. Such clever design, amazing work. The design is perfection. It just falls great. It is so good, And again, I just needed to see it. I know I'm taking a little bit of time right here, but look at this. Look at the backside of the waterfall, and again, it's leading into the ocean, into the open water. And look at this rock formation right here. It is just spectacular. It is so good. Again, rock formations, like I said, they're tricky to do. Sometimes you spend a lot of time trying to get the right combination of height, and you gotta test. Sometimes you gotta bury. Like you can see here, some of them are on the water, just a little bit of the water on top of the dirt, but then on top of the dirt you get to break them to get different heights, and that's what you gotta do. And every video that I do, when I do rock formation, the best thing that I can tell you, and when I was talking to Sarah, we were talking about that, is trial and error. You just gotta try all different combinations until you see something that you really like. And guys, look at that other waterfall over there. Oh man, it's just so good when you get views like that. It's spectacular, and it's just so good. And look at this walkway. Now I came back to the front of the walkway because I kind of jumped a little bit because I was so excited, and when I saw the bridge, and I jumped over there, and then guys, look, I missed this in the beginning. It blends so well with nature that I think it's so cool. It's daytime, so I didn't even see the tiki torches. You got tiki torches, you got a little seating area right next to the waterfall. Is again, wow, it's just so good. Such good design work, such good layout, such good thinking, planning. It's just amazing work, Sarah. Amazing work. I want everybody just to, when you see things, take the screenshot, take that pause, take it in, and take inspiration so you can bring that into your island. But okay, so now I'm very excited because we get now in, and I love seeing this. This to me, it really warmed my heart seeing this. I did my homage to AJ, because AJ inspired me to start making buildings, and she has inspired the community. So, and now Sarah, because she got inspired through me, that I got inspired through AJ. It's just like a chain reaction. She did her take of the build that I did. She did our little tweaks. Some things are a little different, but very similar. And now we're in Jersey's Cafe, and it's just, it brought such a big smile. And look at the back. Look at this little outdoor, like little kitchen on the back side of the building. It is so good. I want to do this. Guys, again, screenshot right here. Take that in. This is, if you need ideas, here it is. Here's another idea, because I haven't done that yet. So take this idea, but I'm taking that idea too, because I want to add things like this into my island. But she did so good. Jersey's Seaside Cafe. I mean, I'm very honored, very humble, to that she went out of her way, not just to wear my shirt, as you can see, but to name an area. I'm just very humble, very, very thankful, and so thankful that she liked the build that I did, because it's all together. But once again, but look at the patio she did, the view, the section that she picked to do this Seaside Cafe with the view of the ocean, and what you can see from far away, it's just spectacular. Once again, these details, I always talk about it in the videos. I know it's hard to plan. Sometimes it's not the best way to approach a situation, but if you can always build and look around what you're seeing, so you can complement your build, always have a point of view. And I think she's managing that very well on this island. I think it's fantastic what she's able to do and what she has done. And it's just, everything looks so good. All the way from the deck, the view of the ocean, the waterfalls that surround the Seaside Cafe is just really good. And then this is where we saw those waterfalls from the back that we saw from the other waterfall. And it complements the area so well. Once again, it's just amazing job. Well done. The structure is perfect. It's just, what more can I say? This is one of those places that the inspiration, there's so much to look at, so much inspiration, so much to take in. The placement of the chairs, from the trash cans to the palm trees, you can walk around it, and the area, it feels like it's a real place that the characters, the NPC, can actually walk and get to and just sit whenever they need to sit. It just, everything works perfect. It's just really good. Look at this view. Look at that sunset. It's just amazing. Since the spring update came out, I think we all talk about it. The night sky, the sunset, the sunrise, the lighting has improved so much. The texture is just amazing. So I decided to sit here for a moment just to take this area in. And in this moment, I not just to sit here and talk with Sarah for a moment, because I was just blown away about this area and her island so far, and I haven't even got to half of it yet. But I wanted to experience the sunset, and at the same time, this is something that when we are building, it's important to do. Sometimes you need to sit down and look around the camera, see what you see and how everything is working, how everything is sitting, how everything is working together. Because I do believe it's important, to sit, to check your surrounding, to check your area, so to see if everything is complementing what are you doing, right? And I think that's so important. But now it's nighttime, and now we get to experience the seaside cafe, but at nighttime. And look at that. You see the little water fountains. You see the little Eastern lanterns on the table, just giving that extra illumination. It's just, once again, what a place, what amazing builds and idea, and I needed to keep this in record. I needed to have this in file. I think this is something that it is amazing, is wonderful. And I just wanted to take a picture with Sarah, because she did such an amazing job, such amazing work, and then taking the idea and making her own. And I think that's just wonderful. So okay, so I'm excited. We went ahead, we finished Seaside Cafe. I know that was a little extra time there because I was just very honored, very humble that she went on her way and did exactly what she did. It's just, so I know we spent a little longer in the Jersey Seaside Cafe, but now we're gonna continue on this town tour, because this town tour is great, it's amazing. And look at the talker box. So this talker box, I already fell in love with it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, the combination with the dark wood and all the dark tones, it just goes so great with the talker box, because it already has the green and the browns, and it just was perfect. So, and this idea already, when I was in Riley's Island, I already took inspiration from this. This is the build that I took inspiration, and then I took this to Riley's Island, and I was like, Riley, I just did an island tour, and I just so blown away by this talker box, the combination and the layout. So I kind of want to replicate that, but let's do it in your islands. And that's why. So if you ever go to Riley's and you see her talker box, you're gonna see this inspiration that I took from here, and we added it to Riley's Island. So yeah. So thank you, Sarah, because you're already that inspiration. The talker box, I already applied it into another island, and it's just amazing, and it's great, and I loved it. So, but then not just that, but look at the walkways. I love all these walkways with the brick. Look at the vine fence. Look at the benches. Look at the plants. Look at all the flowers around the area. It's just everything. And look at the bank in the back. And this is what I mean by viewpoints, by not just building one area, but what that area does to affect it. And you can see the open spaces that she does in between the trees, so you can have a clear view of buildings or the bandstand or a waterfall or just areas like that. Okay, so this back here, I know Sarah wanted me to explain it, and this is just something that she's just trying out. She just wanted to do a combination. This is an inspiration also from my lily pond garden, and she just kind of did it back here. She just wanted to see how she could make it work. She was planning to take it out, but we started talking like, hey, you can maybe make this an extension to the talker box, expand it to the back, and just kind of rearrange it. And then the talker box kind of has like a little patio as well in the back. And she kind of liked the idea. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do going forward, to see if she actually, to see what she ends up doing, because creators, you know, we all take ideas and then we make it our own, and I'm excited to see what she'll do. But then this is her entryway. This is where she landed. So there's the original boat dock. So she did like a little entryway, kind of like a little section that people come in, and you got guest houses on the back, and this is like kind of like a welcome to the island little section. You got the visitor campsite right back there. That's where the tents will be when we get new NPC, or when we have the bug competition and stuff like that. So and look at this, the sign is gray, Laguna Spring, just so good. All her vegetation, and then I like that she's using the other type of grass now. Out here we got gumwood, we got different type of trees. I think that's really good. You guys know I'm in the camp that I like all the grasses. I like all the combination. I like to use different type of grasses for different areas, for different scenarios, and I love that she's doing that here because I like it. You know, it's my take. I know when you guys are looking at this, you guys may not enjoy this particular grass, but I think, in my point of view, I think it's fantastic. I think it looks really good, and I like all the flowers. I like how everything is grown and it's just wild, and we got all these wildflowers everywhere. Of course, we're in spring, so everything looks even beautiful. The grass looks even more beautiful because we got this extra touch of spring in the grass that, once again, since the spring update, it's just, again, the texture in this game, they just have improved so much. It just, everything looks amazing and wonderful and just so good. But look at this, it's just amazing. I like those. Do you see those palm trees? They're buried in the water. I just, you know, I did one like that or two, or having my floating islands, but I like that look. Like they just grew more deeper in the water, and I think that's just so good. And then I like this pier, the Laguna Bay Pier. It's well done, it's so good, and the way she did the houses in the pier, I think that combination is really good. It's not something that I would have thought of, and I know she told me that she took inspiration from one of the YouTubers, creator that she follows as well, that is Cans, and it was so good. You know, she took that inspiration, but then once again, she make it her own. And I think that's something that we talk all the time, you know, and I mention it all the time in my videos. You know, they're all there for you guys, if you're stuck, to get inspiration. And if you need to copy it to the last detail, you copy it. But at the same time, as you're copying it and building and taking that inspiration, then you get also inspired to do your own thing, to add something that you don't like, but you may like this better. And I think that's so good. You know, the way she utilized the rope fence in this section here, it's just so good. I was just enjoying the view, enjoying the way she was doing everything, all the little detail. I just kept looking at all these palm trees right here, and just the way everything in the water looks so deep. It looks inviting. It's just all that, like the seaweed is just growing, just reaching on top to the surface. It's just fantastic. And once again, you know, the level of detail, the level of thinking, you know, look at over there. You got a little beach area, just sitting. You got your beach towels, and it's just so good. It's just so good. Again, I mean, look at. We got fruit, we got crepes, we got the crab, we got the crab traps. Yeah, you got the barrels, and again, it's just one of those things. And then right here, I was like, okay, so what's this way? And she said, oh, so I got my lighthouse. It's more over there. But she's not liking her lighthouse. There was something that she wasn't liking about the lighthouse. So I was like, okay, you want to show her? No, show her. She's like, no, you can show her. So I was like, well, I want to see this because I'm curious. I want to see. I like seeing everybody's take on the lighthouse. I think everybody does it different, right? Everybody does their own unique way. But she wasn't liking it because she felt like it wasn't looking like a lighthouse. So I was like, hey, so what do you think? I'm right here. You know, the lighthouse is something, at least we can fix the top. I was like, okay, I think we just need to fix the top, and we fix the top, most of the bottom's gonna be okay. And this is my first time ever on an island tour that we're actually gonna work, and we're gonna do some changes. We're gonna fix the very top, and then make this lighthouse look that way she's happy, because I'm honored that she's taking the design and the idea of the lighthouse that we have come up, that everybody is slowly doing, and we're just gonna fix it just a little bit. So the first thing that we needed to do was just raise it up to the highest tier. And I was, as we were working on this, I was trying to explain her, the concept behind it, how the idea came, how we can. This is one of the best designs that I've been able to do. I'm hoping maybe in the future we get different color silos. So because if we get a silo that is white, guys, that will be super game changing. At the same time, our James, the developer, he could give us a real lighthouse. Maybe summer update, you never know. And then all the lighthouse that we'll be doing, we gotta, scrap them down, make them look like something else, use the area for something else. But for now, this is something that I wanted to do, because I'm honored that, again, she was trying to replicate one of my ideas. So, and I noticed right away it just needed to, if we just increase the height just a little bit more, and increase it to the highest level, and make it look a little bit more skinny as it comes down, and then she got her entryway, then everything was gonna be golden, everything was gonna be good. And that's what we did right here, just real quick. So then she can be very happy, because this is a build that she was not very happy, because she could not get it to the point that like what she's been seeing in other islands, that people were doing the lighthouse. So here we are. We just did a little tweak. We fixed it a little bit, and then I think at the end everything came out really great. I think the bottom of her design is really good. I like the tier. I like the formation. I like the way everything came down. So the next thing that we needed to do is, I told her that we can recreate kind of like a doorway, so everything can look a little better, so we can mark like a little doorway. And this was before I was adding now the wardrobe as a doorway, as a perspective doorway. So, but for now we were doing it the old school way, that it was doing it with the black cobblestone. Once you do couple tiers, it creates that little line that creates a little perspective, like if you have a door handle to open. So that's what we're doing. So we're just tweaking this little bottom section for a moment, just creating a little doorway, and having fun. And that's something that I'm truly enjoying, not just coming to an island, not just coming just to tour it and see details and leave, but it's getting to know the people that are playing Dinkum, the people that are creating amazing design, amazing ways to decorate, new ideas, new ways. Why are they playing Dinkum? Why they love this game so much? And it's been such a great experience. Just talking, laughing, hanging out, hearing what they would like to see in the future of Dinkum. It's how the game just keeps growing, how they're falling in love with the community, how they're falling in love with different type of creators, and how those other creators are inspiring them to create even better builds. But as you can see, now the lighthouse is a little higher, we got a little doorway, we have a little perspective, and then once it gets to the nighttime, then it's gonna get really good, because we get to see it illuminated. And there we go, a little fix, just a little tweak. And again, like always, if anybody that's watching this and anybody that wants to do the lighthouse, the most important part of the lighthouse is the top part, and just make sure that you raising it to the highest level that Dinkum lets you, then put the silo. Then on the bottom part, you create your own base, create whatever you want on the bottom, because that's what everybody's doing. Make your own take, and then it's just gonna be just great. But here we are. So we ended up sleeping. We're in the next day, and now we are in John's, and we're experiencing this area. Just looking once again. So we're back where the town hall starts, because now we're going to the other side of the island. And one of the things that I really like about this little section is how she created her crafting section, right? Where she has her tools, her to craft, but it's right behind Franklin's home. And I thought that combination was really good, because Franklin is the one that's building all the big stuff, right? All the cool toys, all the cool items. And seeing this here, I think it was a perfect flow. It works perfectly. It makes sense. It's a really great design. I love the tin fence all the way around it, and I like all these little extra things that she just has place, the fertilizer box, the old furnace, but then she has her new furnace. It's just, the combination is really great. It's just looks fantastic, looks really great, and I think that combination worked really well. So if you don't know where to put your crafting area right now, and you got Franklin just sitting there, guys, take that idea, put it together, take inspiration, make it your way, and then just run with it and go with it. I think it's just fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to her house. So this is like her own little private area. It's beautifully done. All the trees, everything is just very natural. You have all this water view that you can see all around. And in spring, it looks so good, and then she has planted in key places the new jacaranda trees. So she planted those in specific places. And look at this again, she has all these little waterfalls in different places across the island. Some of them are big, some of them are small, some of them don't even go that deep. This is just one level waterbed, but it looks good. It looks so good. I love the way this motorbikes park. It's part of the design, it's part of the aesthetic, and it looks good. And look at the vine fence, how the vine fence just blends in with everything around it. So if you're not looking for it, you kind of miss it, but it's there to give more texture to the bill. And again, there's her house. She has a beautiful waterfall that just keeps coming down and again connects to the rivers and the ocean. And it's just fantastic. And look at the rock formation, look at all the plants, how everything's growing, very, very scattered. If you look at the water boxes, she even has the plants, she got lilies, she got the just all the new type of flowers, and it's just everything. It's not overdone. There's space, there's empty gaps, just everything. It just feels very organic, very real. Again, there's the vine fence that it's easy to miss, but if you're looking for it, you see it. And then look at this view. Look at this view, and again, look at the rock formation. The rock formation is excellent. It looks so good. She has made, and look at the waterfall. It kind of curves. If you look from the top, and it comes down, and it feels like it's curves in to come down, and then everything curves again, so then it comes into the ocean. Like all that water is just dropping in here. Such a nice way to build it. It's just amazing. I'm blown away. I'm very excited, motivated, inspired by her creations, because these are excellent waterfalls. These are excellent. And again, look again. Look, one again, this leads to that section. Again, another opening. Water leads to that part of the river and ocean, and then the backside again, it drops down and it leads to the open ocean. I like that concept. I like that extra detail, that extra work. It just looks good. And then the view from up here is fantastic. This is just a great little paradise that she has created for herself, for her character, for her home. It looks so good. I like all the doggos that are just roaming around this area, just being free. Again, there's the flower wagon that looks really good. Bird bath right there. Again, flower in the pots right over here on the side, the yellow one, and there's another bird bath over there. It's just all those little details that are just scattered. You really gotta focus if you wanna see them, but at the same time, if you're not looking for them, but they're filling up the area, they're filling up the space. It's giving you that wonderful look. So when you're looking at this, you're like, wow, this looks so pretty. This looks so good. How she made this happen? And it's just all those little items, all that placement. Everything is just laid out in specific ways. A lot of them is also just grown natural. She just let things grow, and she didn't mow it, she didn't took it down, and she just let it be. So I think that combination between both, just let it grow naturally, and things that she planted clearly in very strategic places, I think the house combination worked really well. And now here we are, we're in the greenhouse, and again, small area, looks really good, but then when you go to the back, it expands, and you're like, wait a minute, what's back there? And then it's just so much, it's just amazing. It's and again, it's one of those things that is kind of well hidden because you don't see it, and you're looking, you're browsing, there's the beehives, everything is just around the flowers, everything looks really good. Again, jack around the trees, you got your well, you got your beehives on the floor. Is again, guys, look at the details, look at the items. This what makes this island so unique. But again, you got beehives on the floor, you got your bee houses, you got the big mushroom lamps, and just everything. A flower pot right over there, garden lamps. It's just everything looks so good. It's that combination of everything together. And then look, you got your animals, you got your orchard in the back, you got more stuff over here, there's the museum. Even when you get up high, the view is wonderful, the view is beautiful, amazing. Everybody has their way to do things. And again, I want you guys to see, look at the greenhouse grass and then look at the animal grass. Again, two different type of grass. And I know a lot of people, is preference when it comes to grass preference, but I do like that. I like seeing the two-tone grass. I like to seeing different sections instead of just everything blends in together in the eye. I do love that. And then look at this. I fell in love with this because this is very color coding. So this orchard is amazing because I've not seen one just like this. I've seen ideas like this, I've seen something similar, but I love this one. So everything's color coded with the flowers and the fruit. So you got your apple tree, and then you got the new tall flower box, with the dark wood, very tall. So it kind of encircles the tree, and then you got the apples, but then she put the kind of like the pink and the red around it. So then the next one are the bananas, and again, everything's enclosed. You got your bananas, and then the flowers is all yellows and orange. And it looks so good because she was even able to use the old flowers, not all the new flower, but even the old ones, to make this, and to use, the combination, guys, the detail, and then the path, all rock, wonderful. I think this particular build is gorgeous. If you're trying to design a very elegant, very different type of orchard, very good looking, guys, this is perfect. I think this is great. Plus you got depth, you got vision, you got movement, you got color. It's just everything looks so good. Look at the cherry. It's red and with the purple. It looks so good. And then you got a couple stalls over here where people are picking. You got your crates. And guys, this is small, but you can make this big. You can make it expanded. You can attach it to a market. The possibilities are endless when it comes to this, and I take this idea, take the inspiration, tweak it, make it your own. And if you don't know, and if you can, then just copy it, because Sarah will be so honored. And if you do, come back to the video, let her know, put a comment, attach her, and then that way she knows that she has inspired you to create an amazing orchard, because this is beautiful. And I like that it's elevated as well. You got those little steps going up. It's just wonderful. And the vine fence as well. There was just so much in one little area, but there was also so much to see, so many details just to talk about. So come back to the video, keep watching it, pause it, take it all in, because it's just beautiful. And of course, what is a farm without animals? And this little animal farm. And I like the idea that this is right with Erwin's barn, because it's like all those big animals is for sale. Like it's not like she owns them. It's like this is his animals that are gonna be sold. So it's kind of cool. The idea, the concept, I think is cool, because it's not like no, this is not my farm. It's just animals that he's selling. And I love that. I think that's just really good. And again, look at how everything is just scattered, all the trees, the openness, the section, but you got your tree, and then one section small, the other section small. It gives that feel of difference. And then when you're looking at it and your eyes are hitting different views, you're getting different textures, different heights, different things to look at. And then this is like the big community pool in her town. I think, again, Soho, thank you so much for inspiring us by building this type of chairs for the pool, because Soho, you have inspired us, and look at how your inspiration has come in so many buildings, so many areas. So I think those chairs are great because we make them, and then you put a towel, you can lay on it. It's just so great. And the deck that's elevated, and then you see the pool, you got your diving board, you got a little section for your barbecues, and all of that is so good. It's so good. I love the little sign that says pool, the waterfall, the marble, the white goes gray here with the pool. And you look at the pool has different levels of deepness, because we gotta be safe. Hey, if you can't swim in the deep end, then you got 2 other levels that you can swim. So it's really good. Again, we got water fountains on the side of the sign. Then we got a little market area, and then the other side has, again, another section that's a little elevated, a little pool. And it's and I love the lattice fence here. The lattice fence works great. It looks so good in this build. The combination, look at the flowers. Again, the combination of the palm wood with the flowers, it's just one. Sarah, you're so good combining colors. I love how you do color combination. I enjoy it so much, because every time I'm looking at it right now, as we're talking about all the details that this island has to offer, it's just so good. Okay, so this is her meditation garden. And look at the bird. You saw the bird. The bird was just walking through the water. I love how the animals interact with our builds. I think it's really cool. Sometimes you see the birds like walking in the water beds. I think just gives it that little extra touch. Sometimes they're landing on the buildings that we're building now, and I think that's really cool. But look at this garden. So she took inspiration from my lily pond garden, and once again she made it her own. She made it wider. She wanted the fountain. There's a lot of greening here. She got more of the pillars. She used trophies as decorations on the side. That I thought that was such a wonderful and neat little detail that is just so good, and it's just wonderful. I love builds like this, because I think this type of builds are builds that, as you guys are watching, you guys are getting inspired. You guys are seeing this one and you're like, I like this one. I like how big it is. I like how wide it is. I like how she's using the water fences. And look at the background. The background, she did like a little waterfall again, but she disguised it with the mossy path, with the green mossy path. So it's not just this brown wall. And when she explained that to me, I thought that was such great thinking. And then again, if you go around this section, look at this view. Isn't that just amazing and beautiful? Every island, we all should have a walkway like this, and this is not the first time I've seen this. I've seen this in Ellis Island. I've seen this in other islands as well, and everybody has a little bit of a take on this type of walkway. And I love this one. I love this, the passing, that it's just zigzagging. It just looks so good because it still gives you that greenery. It gives you that dirt look. It gives you the circle shape that it looks really good. It is just wonderful. I love it. I truly love it. And again, here we got flowers berry, but then making the edging all the way around the tree. So we've seen this in Ellis Island, the first time I saw something like this. So it's great to see this again in another island, and the way people are taking, again, inspiration from all the places, other people, and then applying them into their island. I think it's just wonderful, and I'm excited for this little walkway right here, because the effect of the zigzagging with the flowers and curving is so good. It's so good, and all the jacaranda trees and everything's just kind of like going sideways in a zigzag motion, I think it's just really good. I love all this flower arrangement. Again, Sarah, you're so good when it comes to the flowers. Your flower combination, the idea, and all of that, and the stories you told me how you got your inspiration for all this build are just so amazing. I just truly enjoy your work, enjoy just all this detail that you put in. It's just because it's something that I don't excel myself. So when I see it like this, I get so much motivation. And if I get motivation, I just get so excited for all of you that are watching this. How much excitement are you getting? Look at this. If you see this flower and you see how they go diagonal, so it starts short, they get longer, those little details, I just feel like it's so good. And then you see the bee houses again, and then a beehive, and then the flowers on the top in a different level. Again, top level designing, top level decorating. I just feel, again, this little section here, that's more like a botanical gardens. It's just so great. And then we have a seating area with the big fountain that leads you straight to the middle, and then the trees around it, and then you have a view that who knows what she's gonna do out there in the future, but right now it's actually a nice view. You see the there's doggo dens, and then you can feel the difference. You feel like you're in a botanical garden that's very green, very nice. So you got your nice grass, because you use a lot of water in this place, and then on the outside it's very dry because it's the desert. So I just love that. I just love to think like that, how this, but again, look at this. Simple, but so good. Guys, screenshot it, copy it, add it to your island. If you're looking for filler spaces that you need, that you don't know what to do, but you wanted to add more color to your island, right here. That's a great idea. Look at this little walkway right here. Hibiscus on the bottom. You got 2 pieces of the hedges, just 2. And then look at this walkway. Look at this. I had to lower the camera because the effect is so good. Now we go to builder, and then I noticed what's on top. And then you got your vine fence, you got the hardwood, and it's something that's why my character went this way, because from the lower ground I could not tell what she did over here on the very top. Once I went to the build view camera, like, oh my goodness, look at this, and it just warps around, and it's, again, what more can I say? I mean, all these details. See, from the ground, from here like this, you kind of miss it, but then you go in the builder's view and it looks so good. But at the same time, even if you don't see it, even if you're not looking for it, it adds to the view, it adds to the height. I think that height leveling is so good. And the vine fence, I like the way she's using the vine fence to hide the dirt. I think it's smart. I think it's really so smart, the way she's using that vine fence to hide that little gap of dirt. I think that's something that I'm gonna take inspiration from, because I think there's places that sometimes we feel like we need to bury the stuff because we don't want to see the dirt. But the way she approached that in that particular level with the vine fence, I think is really great, really good idea. And that's something going forward we all gonna get inspired and try to use. And then we get to this little park area. Now this one is very open, because you gotta imagine here, you're in a botanical garden and it's full of people. This is where people are sitting, resting, maybe eating their food, just taking a moment, taking a break, interacting with each other, and it's just truly fantastic. It's just a nice little open area, and like we did in the previous island tours, not every area has to be filled to the brim. Not every space has to be full. It's just the way you place your items and the idea behind it. And look at this, Laguna Garden. How beautiful that looks, right? I haven't done any lettering yet, but visiting all these islands, see how people are using the lettering for titles, for specific, like I said, it's really inspiring me to get into that and do something with letters very soon. And I am excited, and I can't wait to do it. But I want it to be as good as what I'm watching here, as what I'm seeing. But then, as I was gonna go to the next section, I noticed there's this little waterfall back here, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to go back there, because I need to see all these details. And look at all these doggos playing on the water. I truly love how the animals in this game just interact with everything. It doesn't matter if you build really high, if there's a way for them to climb, they'll climb it. And it's just really good. This looks really great. It's another great view. She does fantastic work with the water beds. It's just, I like how the specific places, all this water always connects to a river, or they connect to an ocean, and this one does the same thing. As it comes down, it connects to either a big pond, river, right over here. And again, look at that sunset. Look how beautiful that looks. And look at the doggos. It's just, this game keeps improving. This game just keeps blowing our minds. And Spring Update has blown us away. I know it has blown everybody away, and I can't wait for the summer update and what is in store for us, when that time comes. But here we are. So now we're gonna go to the market area that she has made. I needed to see these letters again. I like that little fire at the end, because at night it gives it such a nice illumination. It looks really good. It's so clever. There's so many details, so many ideas, little things that I normally don't think that she has done here, that it makes me think now, like, maybe that's something that I can approach. Maybe that's something that I can do. And then I love seeing buildings. I like how we as the community, are taking inspiration from each other and adding buildings, adding a farmer's market. And look at this area. It's just so good. The layout, the stores, everything is well decorated. Everybody's selling stuff. It's just so good. Some of them are in wood. You got other one in white. It's just the whole combination. Everything is just great. And I like that she did her own take of buildings. They're a little lower. They're not as tall. This is her take, and I like that. I like seeing that, because I'm myself like, man, okay, this level of buildings look good. They don't need to be as tall as I'm making them, and it's great to see that, I like seeing the bulletin boards back here in the back, illuminating, giving a little more texture, something else to the builds, is everything. Once again, take it in, guys. Look at the details. Take ideas. She did a flower stand. She did a book stand. She did kind of like a flea market stand. And it's just everything combination, using the sign, using the letter. And look at the lights here. You see the lights around the building? I didn't think about that. That's such a good idea. I can't wait for myself to try something like this. And then you got the stock over here, another area that she keeps her supplies. It's with the farmer markets. It looks like it's just things that they brought that they're gonna keep selling. And it's just amazing. Again, Sarah. Amazing job. So excited. But guys, you know how it is. Once we get to the end of the tours, we're gonna sit down now with Sarah and have a one-on-one interview and talk with her about her creation. Alright guys, we just finished touring Sarah's Island, Laguna Springs, and it's been such amazing. I love everything that I've seen. I had such a great time talking with Sarah. We have laughed, we have talked, we even worked on a lighthouse just for a moment because she wasn't too happy. So we went ahead and fixed a little bit of that. But I'm sitting with Sarah. So how you doing, Sarah?
Great. Thank you so much for having me, or I guess me having you coming over and visiting and taking a look at things. Your builds have been super inspirational, and so it was great to show off the ideas I've copied.
Well, thank you. And I love the place where we're sitting. I love this area. For some reason, I just love it.
Well, I can't imagine why. It bears your name.
It's such an honor. Thank you so much for letting me come into the island, seeing some of the inspiration that you have taken from my video. But at the same time, I love that you have put on a lot of your twist and a lot of yourself in those type of builds. So one of my first questions that I always like to ask is why you play Dinkum? Why this game?
So when I first saw it, one of the YouTube content creators I followed, he got an early access key right before it came out, and he started playing it and showing it off. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. it kind of it blended Animal Crossing, which is a big love of mine, and Minecraft and like Stardew Valley with the whole like farming aspect, and all games that I very much enjoy. And so it really caught my attention, and it was unique that it was set in a very specific sort of location like Australia. And I don't know, it was just it really grabbed my attention when I saw it played, and I was like, I've got to get that game. That just looks like it's going to be so much fun. And I love all the things that James has incorporated, and so it just really it appealed to all of the things that I like about gameplay. It's got all the aspects. If you want to fish, you can fish. If you want to farm, you can farm. If you want to build and design, you can do that too. You can go into the mines and hunt animals and creepy crawlies down there. I mean, there's just so many aspects, and it's one of those games you can play for hours and hours and hours and still not get to everything, which is really, really rare, I feel like. So yeah, it popped out on so many levels for me, and I've put in almost 400 hours total in the game on different islands. So obviously I'm obsessed. So there might be like a Dinkum Anonymous group I can join. Let me know.
Well, I think I will fall in that same category, because all I do is literally just play Dinkum. That's what I do. But I agree 100%. The game has everything that I think we wanted in this type of game. And as we get in the more updates, it feels like James, the developer, has been listening to the community in adding items and gameplay that we all want to see. So, and following along in that question is, what is one of your favorite things to do when you play Dinkum? Is it creating building? Is it just decorating, making farms? What is it that you like the most to do in this world?
I was obsessed with Animal Crossing New Horizons when it came out. And so I really enjoyed the decorating aspect from that game. And when I played Minecraft, I played in creator mode. And so I didn't really do any of the survival stuff. I just built things. And so that's one of my favorite things to do in Dinkum, because while it does incorporate every aspect of farming and hunting and things like that, there are a lot of options for designing. And of course, now on YouTube, all the content creators that have focused on Dinkum have really expanded the inspiration base, and the creativity that you can do with all the things. And James keeps adding more and more stuff, and it's great. But then the things that have been created, even with the bare minimum of things that were initially offered, it's so amazing to watch other people do stuff and go, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Let me do that too. That's a great idea for my island. And so my favorite thing is definitely the building. Although I will say that once I got adjusted to being able to figure out the mine, you can go down into the mines.
Yes.
Once I figured that out, I was like, well, this is kind of fun. It's like a scavenger hunt, down here. But the first few times were terrifying. So not so much in the beginning, but like after a while, it was like, okay, the mines are pretty cool, because it's, you're trying to find the dungeons, and you're trying to find the rubies, and you're fighting off, scary things down there. So yeah, I would say after designing, I think the mines, even though I complain in the Discords about it, are one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, the mines are actually fun, especially the new one.
They really are.
The new one.
Yes.
I think everybody still don't like the first mine. It's just all the bats, all that stuff is still not the favorite. But everybody that I've been talking to and they're trying to play the mines, they love the new one. And it has that aspect of a dungeon crawler. Like, you're looking around, you gotta search, and the fights are not really hard if you got the right weapons. It's actually fun, and I do agree with you that. And I'm with you 100%. I think there's no denying it. I love designing in Dinkum. It's just been fun. I completely agree with you. And yeah, so you and I, same camp. Designing, creating is my favorite thing to do in Dinkum. So, okay, tell us a little, we walk your island. I've been talking about your island in the video, showing everybody the details. And so what is your process when you're actually creating something, or how do you approach your buildings or your creative aspect when it comes to build something and to decorate?
That is a great question, because when I first started playing Dinkum, I just plopped things down wherever I happened to see a spot. And I didn't really do a lot of deliberate planning in the beginning. And then as I started watching other people play, I was like, okay, I can approach this a little differently. And so I started a different island. And then this particular island that we're currently on that we toured, I knew that when I knew that the spring update was coming out, and I was like, I want to create a new island, and I want to plan it from the get-go. And so I restarted the game maybe 7 or 8 times to get the right map seed that I wanted, that had a large landmass without a lot of rivers or water areas that broke it up. And then I came in and I literally just completely deforested and terraformed down to the base level, and just had this big blank space, because my mind works better that way. And I think, I was telling you earlier when we were talking before, I took out a piece of graph paper and I literally wrote and drew out exactly how I wanted things to go. And even doing that, I still kind of was like, oh, I could have done this differently, or I could have done it a little better. But this is the most planned island I have ever done. So that was how I kind of approached it this time around. And as a disclaimer, I did use the dev code on this particular island because I've grinded it out on 2 other ones where I collected all the things and crafted all the stuff. And this time I just wanted to focus on building. So there's that disclaimer there. This island was created with the dev code.
Okay, Sarah, so we're talking one-on-one. You have explained your approach, the way you are creative. This is your 3rd island. So now that you've been playing Dinkum for a while now, what is something that you would like to be added or be brought into Dinkum? Something maybe you haven't seen, maybe nobody has mentioned it, or maybe something that you have heard and you want to reinforce it. You want that to come into maybe a game mechanic, maybe a specific item, something that you would like to see in Dinkum in the future.
Good. I'm probably not going to be very original in my answer. I would like to be able to place things down on the half square. We were talking about that when we were walking in front of the bank, and I was kind of showing you how I wasn't able to center things the way I wanted. So that would be awesome if we could do that. I know that from a developer standpoint, that might be super difficult to do, but that would be a wish list thing for the future. Also, being able to customize furniture items to different colors.
Yes.
Maybe instead of him making them in different colors, we can just customize the color with all the paint cans that you collect down in the mines. That would be cool. I would love to do that. Obviously more variety of anything is great. I mean, whatever James wants to throw at us, I'm going to take it and not complain. But yeah, I think more customization would be great. And that way, we can kind of build a base item and then make it whatever color to match whatever we're trying to do. So yeah, those would probably be my 2 biggest things as I've been designing, just from that particular standpoint.
And those items, and those are great. And for people that don't know what we meant by half square, it's basically, when we put an item and it's not centered in, and maybe we can just kind of push the item or just move it just half a square. That's what we're trying to say when we say, placing item in between, instead of being the whole square, maybe half square and then go to the next square, half square and the next square. Just kind of to clarify that.
For example.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, for example, the bank building is 4 squares wide, but the big fountain that just came out in the newest release is 5 squares wide. And so you can't quite center it because of the way the game mechanics work currently. And so it's a little frustrating, because if you don't plan it out really, really well ahead of time, you're like, oh man, I didn't get this right. So that it's a minor thing, but if we could get that in the future, James, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Sarah, once again, thank you so much for letting me come, touring your island. It was amazing. I love the details. I like, your flower arrangement. You are really good at waterfalls. I'm just gonna say that. You're really good. You don't need me.
I had a good teacher. That's all.
You're doing amazing. I can't wait for all the future plans that you and I have talked about, all your future creations that you're planning to do. I can't wait to one day come back and see all the new stuff that you've been doing. And so thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming over. It was great. This was so much fun. I've enjoyed every second of it. And yeah, you'll have to come back, and I would love to collaborate with you in the future.
Okay, thank you.